What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of SV's Auto. Today we are working on my 1982 Toyota diesel pickup. I need to do quite a few things to this. I need to put a new brake cable in for my parking brake. I need to put a new slave and master cylinder for the clutch. And while I'm in there, I'm going to do a clutch replacement on this, as well as the rear main and maybe the timing belt. So come check it out. Okay, so we're going to get started. First thing we're going to do is lift this up. We're going to start on the transmission, so the clutch, the slave and master cylinders, and the rear main once we get everything out of the way. So lift the vehicle up, put it on jack stands, and let's get started. Okay, so we do need to remove the shifter out of here. Thought maybe you had to remove this cover, but there's a linkage that goes all the way to the front of the transmission, so that doesn't work. What I did figure out though is if you push down on this ring and rotate it, that's how it's retained in there, and then it just lifts right out. Alright, we need to remove the starter. In order to get to that, there is some things in the way here. Starter is buried back here on the diesel. So we're going to move this air intake line to give us a little bit more room so we can get that thing out. Okay, well, the starter is out on this engine. That is horribly difficult. Down there you have to come in from the backside by the bell housing, but there is no room for a socket. So I ended up using a spanner wrench with another spanner wrench to break it free, and then spending about a half an hour doing 1/16 of an inch turns to get it out of there. But it's done, it's out, so now it is time to undo the trans belts from the engine and the trans mounts and get this transmission out of the way. Okay, so my truck is a long bed, so it has a carrier bearing. What I'm going to do is go ahead and disconnect the rear drive shaft from it, and then remove the carrier bearing, and then the front drive shaft should come out of the transmission. Okay, now that the drive line is out of the way, I'm going to remove the slave cylinder off of the transmission here. I'm going to replace this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this master cylinder for the clutch. You do need a flare wrench to get these off. In this case, it's a 10 mil. Okay, so we're gonna take the transmission mounts off the engine part now. These bolts here and around. Looks like there's gonna be a couple more up in the trans tunnel area. Okay, well, the GoPro died when we were taking this out, but we did get the transmission out. So that's up on the bench here. And then we will need to take the clutch off to access the rear main area. So we're going to get started working on that part. Okay, so I got the flywheel back on, pilot bearings changed, rear mains changed. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my clutch kit on. I did get a high torque clutch kit, and that is because I am planning on putting a turbo on this truck down the line. And while I'm in here, I figured I might as well upgrade while I've got it all out apart. So this is a 6-puck clutch. Should handle a little bit more torque than the stock engine. So that should save me down the line. So we're going to go ahead and throw this guy in and keep on trucking along. Alright, well thanks for watching another episode of SD's Auto. We got this guy put back together. I still have a timing belt to do and put some lock actuators in it, but I've got the transmission and all that put back in. So I'm going to call it for now. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe below. You can follow us on the FaceTubes and over on Instagram. And we'll see you next time.